got here? We got Sharush waiting. We got Jimmy Blue Balls here. So we got 2 people so far, 3. We'll give them a minute here to get situated and get on. While people are getting on, we got Captain Dick right there, the one and the only. We're on time tonight. How crazy is that? We are on time tonight. We just got monetized, and you can be a member of this channel. You can be a DGen Mafia member for $2.99, a part-time professional for $5.99, or a Orange Crush Mafia member for $7.99. There will be special videos and all that type of stuff that goes into that. I'm working on them as we speak. And it just helps us out. It helps us to keep producing videos that you guys like to watch. Oh, let's see who's in here. We got, Christina's here. Say hi, Dickie. Christina's watching from Mexico.
Hello, darling. How you doing?
J-Bubs, LFL, Steve Ott is here.
We're having a good time.
And I guess Tactics is live. That's awesome.
So what do you got in your hand?
All right. So Hystronica sent us some electrical tools that, I don't know, I'm not a big electric guy. You know what I mean? It's not my forte. Right. Christina, though, is a big electrical person. And, you got the wire strippers here.
Right.
And then these are also wire strippers. And they're also crimpers down here. Now, the reason why I have this one out is because these are the Irwins. Right. These are the Irwin vice grips. And don't they look very similar?
Yeah.
The coloring, everything looks really similar, right? Yeah.
Pretty much on it mimics it.
Yeah. Now, if I were a betting man, I would say they copied Irwin to a T here. This just feels a little bit cheaper, okay? It does. The action feels a lot smoother. I've been messing with these. They do the job, but they do feel a little cheaper. That's okay, because guess what? They're about half the price of the Irwins, okay? And if you're just a homeowner and all that type of stuff and need a pair of wire strippers and you're not too confident in your wire stripping abilities, these work pretty good. So yeah, there's going to be videos coming out on these 2 things this week. So stay on the lookout for that.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dickie.
Irwin is better, absolutely. If you're going to use it all day long, I got a lot of Irwin. They're good. But they're even making the Irwin not as good anymore either. The older ones were better.
Yeah. Yeah. But everything, isn't that how everything is? The older, the better? Yeah. With hand tools, at least?
So I just want to show you one little thing that if you use the impact gun, the half-inch impact gun, and you want to take a bolt off that is stubborn.
Hold on, Dickie. Hold on. Just let me answer a few questions first, and then you can get into it, okay? Just give me 2 minutes. Steve Ott. No, YouTube does not allow more than 2 people to go live together anymore. They stopped that. So you got to run it through a different streaming service and then upload it. It's a pain in the ass, and they don't offer 1080p, which means YouTube won't push out your video.
Why they make stuff so hard?
I know, right? I know. How cold is it up here? It's about 50 degrees. It's not that cold. It's actually perfect weather for me. I love this time of the year. Dickie Sayer just said, who's the handsome man? I guess he's talking about you.
We were 77 today, 77 degrees.
77 where you're at, yeah.
We got the dry spell going on, so.
Sharush says, tell Captain Dick we're happy to see him.
Thank you. I'm happy to see y'all. Talk to y'all. I have to go for 1 minute because Saber is crying. She has to go out.
Okay, let Saber out. That's fine.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The dog is sick and I have to take care of it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Saber, go ahead, Dickie. Saber, their dog, Saybre. I rescued Saber. She was anemic skin and bones when we got her. Very, very sick.
Needs to go.
And long story short, we nursed her back to health, and the doctor didn't think that she would get 5 or 6 years in. Well, here she is now, 12 years old. My mom and Dickie adopted them. I drove Saber to North Carolina to my brother's house. And that's where we met halfway. And Saber's been with my mom and Dickie ever since. But Saber's having some problems with her legs. You got to kind of hoist her up in the back end so she can walk with her front legs.
Right.
She's starting to really slow down, and it's sad. It's just sad because I love that dog. That dog is one of my favorite dogs of all time, Saber.
I like my dogs more than most people I know.
Yeah, me too. I got a shirt that says I'm not anti.
Say that.
Yeah, I got a shirt that says I'm not anti-social. I just rather hang out with my dog.
A dog loves going in the garage with me when I'm tinkering.
Yeah.
Out there every night. Wants to go out. Yep. So I'm going to show you something, all right?
Go ahead.
So I got the Macro tool set, which I said is at least 20 years old. But what it is, when these tools get old, if you don't have a really good impact gun, because like an impact driller, when you're putting a screw in, you hear the brrr, and it's got the torque. This right here, there's 5 different sizes. They're all lug nut wrench, thin wall. That's what they're for. But then you put the extension in it because you flip them, different sizes. But these get sloppy, a little sloppy. And when you put your impact on it, you're not getting the power of the impact.
No.
Because I did have a bolt that it didn't want to take out. It was chattering. And I got rid of this. And I got a deep socket, no extension. Bam! Took it right out.
Yeah.
So these because you can feel it kicking, you know it's not doing it what got to do because it got slop in it.
Yeah.
So when these wear out, and if I had it in my toolbox and I want to take lug nuts off, I would have separate sockets. I wouldn't use this because it might not do it that little bit more it needs because it can hear the slop in it.
Yeah, you can hear it most definitely. So any extension on an impact wrench is going to dramatically reduce the power in the impact wrench. And then if you add that it's loose and wobbly and got play in it, you might as well just fucking get out a breaker bar and fucking use that because
especially if you're using extension and a swivel.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have near the power it would have. It's dropped down.
No, because you got to remember, it's not like a drill. A drill forcibly turns the drill, right?
Slam.
The impact is doing this to make the impact go around. It's doing this, right? So if there's slop, so if you got an extension that long on it, the full force is hitting the extension, not the socket attached to the nut.
Absolutely. So that's just something that my years of experience, I know. If you don't need extension, don't use one.
Yeah.
Especially if you're torquing something with a torque wrench, you got extension. You throw your fingers away because it's not even close.
Yeah. I never.
Actually got to tighten one without the extension, see what it does, and then go back, put the extension, tighten the other one. You probably got to turn it up to get the right torque if you have to have one.
I tell you what, I got different sockets. When I'm torquing down wheels and stuff, say if I gotta get something torqued down and the torque wrench is rubbing up against the car or whatever against the wheel, I will just get a longer socket. You know what I mean? Because I hate using extensions. The only time I use extensions is when you're inside of the hood and you got to get somewhere. You're underneath and you got to get up in somewhere, and there's no possible way. That's when you like on ratchets and stuff like that.
Right. So
J-Bubs, well, over time you get movement. That is a flaw in the system of tools. Yep. Hey, what's up, Backwoods? Hey, I found the Squatch. You found him. my wife is in Mexico, but for some odd reason, she's watching our live. Lots of rum, lots of food, and shopping and swimming. Didn't find a t-shirt for the big guy, maybe at the airport. I don't need a t-shirt. I got enough of them, but thank you. So, a lot of you guys know I've been retiling the garage. Well, I loaned my tile saw to a friend, and let's just say I had to make some cuts. Well, I needed a tile saw because I needed to finish the job. I got the tile for a penny a square foot. I found a penny deal at Home Depot. I found all this tile for a penny a square foot. So I said, what better time than now when you're basically getting the tile for free? Oh, thank you for that $1.99, Mrs. Squatch. So I've been tiling. I tell you what, let me go move over here real quick. I tell you what, if I didn't have this, I'd still be out there using that stupid hand scorer, which sucks, by the way. The hand scorer was more money than the saw. Because I got this on clearance for next to nothing. They wanted like $120 for one of them hand tile scorers. I said, fuck that. I'm just going to buy the damn fucking tile saw. So there she is. She cut all the tile. Worked great. That's where all the water goes in.
Right.
Worked great. It's got a nice. Go ahead.
That's the only way to cut tile.
Yeah. Now, on a lot of these type of tile saws, the fence sucks. Usually you got to clamp it down on both sides. But this one you do not. You just flip the lever up. Watch how easy that slides. It slides and it stays level. It doesn't move on you. It stays square, it stays level, and then boom, you're in. That don't move. And I tell you what, it did a phenomenal job, and I am very, very happy with that tool. If y'all are doing tile, if you can find the deal I found, they got these on clearance at least at my Home Depot. Even if you don't need it, it's always good to have, because you never know when you're going to be doing a honeydew, I need new tile in the kitchen type shit. You know what I mean?
You always got a honey-do list.
Yeah, always. All right,
so
let's.
Some tile saw is the only way to go. You know.
Yeah.
And then if you got little cuts you need to do, I do that with I use it with the 4.5 inch. You know.
Yeah.
Blade out.
Well, now that you said that, I was going to try and use this thing because this comes with a masonry tile blade. Okay? But the only problem I saw, I wanted to make very clean, very square, because it's you've seen the tile in the garage. You're not making any diagonal cuts. They're all going to be square cuts, right?
Right.
So I wanted something that was going to make an absolute square cut. You know what I mean? And this, I don't know, it can cut through the tile, but it doesn't really do that.
I would prefer
of a job
for an angle grinder with the metal blade.
With the diamond blade, yeah.
Absolutely. And
I thought of that too. But I said to myself, I don't want to have to fucking and white knuckle in it. I wanted everything to be square. For the amount of money that saw cost, which was next to nothing,
right,
it saved me so much time. Because you know what I could do? I could just go along that whole row where you had to cut the tiles in half, the last row. I just did that last. And then I went outside and I cut every tile. I cut like 40 tiles all at once. It took me like 10 minutes. And then I went inside and laid them all down. Now, if I would have had to been doing that with a hand scorer or this fucking thing, it would have taken hours.
I would never use a hand scorer.
Yeah, it would have taken hours. So it came out good. I got a grout tonight after tonight's show. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, what type of jobs have you been doing, Dick?
Well, I'm working doing some roof. They had the roof put on, but they didn't never put flashing up, and it's leaking. So it's Now I'm trying to fix it. I got all that done, but I had some drywall to do because it leaked inside. I got to take it off and cut it out. But I'm gonna say another thing too while we're on the tile saw. I have the same tile saw. So I know you lock it on the front
Yeah.
and then you flip it down. Well, over time, that'll get a little looser. It has a nut on it. You put a wrench on it, it'll give you more tension. But whenever you put it on the front and then go down to lock it, always check your measurement in the front and the back, because sometimes it could be a little crooked, it'll still lock in.
I know, I did check it. I'm telling you what, that one, it stayed pretty. I mean, when you moved it, it stayed pretty square. I mean, it really did. I mean, it did a phenomenal job.
So when you do tile, you want it, absolutely square.
All right, Sharush has got a question for you, Dickie. He says, how's Captain Dick liking his new flex tools?
Well, today, like I said, I had to fix flashing. They put these big 6x6 timbers up. They're on the roof or the railing around it. They had it
Mhm.
screwed. They had it screwed in. The inside structure was three sister 2x6s, and I tried my impact. It took a 7/8 socket. They were big bolts. I mean, Florida with the cold and everything. I tried my drill impact. It wouldn't do it. It wouldn't do
No.
it. Well, they're 5/8 round, and they were about this long. They were at least a foot long, because they went through that and then through the rest. And I got the impact when you gave me.
Yeah.
It happened. I put that on. I put it on number two.
Yeah.
Bam! Took it right
Yeah.
out.
Well, that's what those are meant for. You
Right.
want to use an impact wrench on them bigger bolt type things.
I mean, that was just too much. It was big, but it brought it out no problem. So if it didn't have that, I would have been there with a ratchet. Well, I'd still be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
know.
gotta find Captain Dick a circular saw. That's what we gotta do. We gotta find Captain Dick a flex circular saw for cheap.
I was in Lowe's today. They had a whole table, like their specials, all brought back tools. There was no flex. They're all Metabo and different
Bosh.
Bosch and everything. And I was looking at some of them, they were used, and they want $100 for a circular saw, a 6.5 inch used. I said,
Nah,
crazy.
they're display models, Dickie. That's what those are. They're display
Well, everybody
models,
was
but
looking at them. I had to go back there today, and they still got a big pile of them. Too much money, not worth it.
they'll slowly bring. Sometimes I don't know what the managers are thinking at some of these stores. They'll put a display model with a for sale sticker on it for more money than if you can buy it brand new in the box. And whenever you show this to these idiots, they're like, "Oh, that's just the price." And it's just like, "Okay, well, your price is fucking stupid." So you gotta if you got a couple of different Lowe's in your area, you kind of gotta go around your region and just hunt a little bit, and you will find some deals.
I got a Lowe's 5 miles away, a Home Depot 20 miles away. Other than that, they're far away, so I'm pretty limited.
Yeah,
I actually go, if I don't need nothing special, no wood and all that crazy, I go to Ace Hardware.
yeah,
I got an Ace right by my house, 3 miles away. I go there all the time for stupid stuff you need.
yeah,
You ain't gonna get no building material there you need, but they're so convenient.
yeah,
And you don't have to walk all around the store most of the time. I think it's over there. I think it's over there. I think it's over there. And you walk around all day. Oh, we don't have it. We're Ace. Most of them family owned. I'd rather give it to town people than corporate.
yeah,
And it's just like I'll go there. The one by my house, they're very smart. The one in New
yeah.
Smyrna, very smart. I'd rather go there all day long.
All right, what do you guys want to do tonight? I mean, we have been on here 20 minutes shooting the shit. Now that I got a lot of views on here, we're able to accept memberships now. Just going over it real quick. $2.99 is the intro membership. I think $4.99 is the part-time professional membership, and the big membership is the Orange Crush Mafia membership at $70.99. That will include member-only videos, member-first videos where you guys can see the videos first when nobody else can. And if you can be a member, it just helps out the channel a lot. Also, the merch store. My wife made a merchandise store. You guys already know all that. The link's in the bio. If you guys can help out, give us a membership here or there. That'd be great. Hold on. Let me see. Thanks, Beck. All right. Thanks, Backwoods Law. He just became a D-Gen Mafia member. Thanks, brother. Let's see. Talk to some of the managers never hurts. Not what you know, but who you know. Exactly. You got to get in with the. You got to get in with some of the managers. Where's the fly boy? Who's the fly boy? What do you guys want to do tonight? What do you guys want to do tonight, huh? Do you guys want to see some tools?
Let's see what they're doing and how their project going, what tools they're using, so we can get information too.
All right, there you go. Captain Dick just said it. What tools are you guys using?
And you can always learn from somebody tell you what they're doing, better idea.
Hey,
So,
Kansas, let's build a 50 by 40 shed. No. I had to do that one time and I will never do it again. It's in my backyard. And guess what? The new house will not have a shed. I tell you what, them sheds that you buy and that you put up, they're harder to put together than if you just built it from fucking scratch.
Well, they come with 3 million bolts and screws and directions from China you can't understand. So you can build one better because they're
Yeah.
using 2x3s for the walls instead of 2x4s.
Yeah. Yeah. LFL said, been using Ego for yard work stuff. Amazing products. I agree. Ego outdoor lawn equipment is very good. It's also very expensive. If you can find it on a deal, great. But man, I don't know if I can suffice spending $800-900 on a push lawnmower. That's the whole reason why I didn't get the Milwaukee one, because it's $800-900 for a push lawnmower. I'm
Yeah.
good.
But it's supposed to
Go
be
ahead.
really good. Supposed to be really good. So
They are. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying for everyday, every couple of week use. I don't know. Let's see. Sayer's channel, building foundations, dealing with asbestos in a heritage house. The normal stuff using Bosch Metabo. So Sayer said he's building foundations and he's dealing with asbestos right now, and he uses Bosch and Metabo HPT.
okay.
I don't think Sayer can. He's in Canada. I don't think he can get Flex. I don't think stores in Canada sell Flex. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, he's got a good tool he's using.
Yeah, yeah, he's got yeah. Bosch and Metabo are both very, very good.
That will get the job done. Absolutely.
Backwoods Law says I am planning out doing a backup Genny inlet to a 50 amp manual transfer switch. That sounds fun. Yeah, Sayer can't get Flex in Canada. He said that's crazy.
No?
Jamie True, he says he's using Bosch, Metabo HPT, and Flex.
Okay.
So a lot of Bosch, a lot of Metabo HPT, and a lot of Flex.
Right. Okay.
Well,
I gotta get off here for a minute because the dog's over there again.
go ahead. Go ahead. Take care of her. It's all good. I'll keep them occupied. All right. So, do y'all remember that idiot that said I was pushing down on stuff and yada yada yada? You remember that guy? All them people that said I'd push down on the fastener to make the rigid win, blah, blah, blah. Remember all that? Good. I'm glad y'all remember. Because we're going to have a little science experiment here. We're going to have a little science experiment. I don't need the drill. I need the battery. That's what I need. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. So I was using a 4-inch timber lock, just like you see here. Let me get some more light. It's kind of dark over here. Sharouche. I am flex only now. Have more flex coming, a couple of DeWalt tools, and a couple rigid. Well, that's all good stuff, man. All right. You tell me if you guys see a difference here. You guys just tell me. I'm gonna just limp wrist the shit out of this, okay? All right. That was pretty quick. Don't you agree? I agree. Okay. You ready? I didn't see a difference at all. Did y'all see a difference? I didn't.
Come on.
I did not see not one fucking shred of difference. I just wanted to put that out there because I got about another 100 comments this week saying that I pushed down on the rigid. There you go. Please watch this video if you think pushing down on a fastener actually makes it go quicker. It doesn't. Yeah, that's what I mean. But they were trying to say I was cheating because I'm in love with rigid because I was wearing my Orange Crush Mafia hoodie. You know, guys, I'm not partial to any brand. I'm just not. Do we say I like tools that work good? Rigid makes tools that work good, so I'm a fan of Rigid. I'm a fan of Milwaukee. I'm a fan of Flex. I'm a fan of Bosch. I'm a fan of Metabo HBT. I'm a fan of DeWalt.
Yep.
Not a fan of Ryobi. I'm not a fan of Bauer. I am not a fan of, all them tools. I am a little bit of a fan of Hercules. I believe they have their place in the tool world. I really do. I think they carved out a nice little niche in that DIY market. I think they're some of the best DIY tools out, to be honest. They are.
I remember I went to Harbor Freight and I bought it was an impact half inch because mine took a crap. And I bought it might have been a Hercules, I'm not sure, but it was called an Earthquake. And
Yeah.
it said it had all this power. It didn't. I took it back.
Yeah, Earthquake stuff isn't that good. No, definitely not that good. Earthquake I would stay away from. I bought an Earthquake air impact wrench when I first got started at Pep Boys. I fucking hated that thing. I took it back. It was god awful. It said it had like 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. It couldn't even take lug nuts off a Kia. Okay.
And then whenever you're taking lug nuts off aluminum wheel, they're harder to get off because
Yeah.
aluminum and the steel binds
It
into it.
it corrodes together.
If it's a steel wheel, it'll come right off.
Yeah.
But aluminum, yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
a lot of times when you get the aluminum and the steel lug nut and the salt in
yeah.
the arc, it reacts. That's why it eats all the coatings off the wheels, aluminum eventually.
I'm constantly prying wheels off. I constantly got to get my pry bar and get under there and pop the wheel off the hub. Constantly. Almost every day, Dickie. All right, let's see. LFL, just don't let the haters get to you. There will always be some haters, people who like what you do. Yeah, I know. They don't get to me. I just don't like people that attack my integrity like I'm trying to trick people. I've never once tried to trick anybody. So my rule in my life has always been whatever energy somebody's giving you, I reciprocate it and give it back to them. So if you're giving me some fucked up energy, well, I'm going to throw it right back at you. And guess what? That's who I am. I'm not afraid of who I am, and that's just who I'm going to continue to be. So some people hate that. Fine. You don't have to be here. You don't have to comment on my videos. I'm happy that you do, but holy cow, guys, we're messing with tools and having fun with tools. It's not that big of a deal. All right, let's see what else. Sharush, I'm a fan of Makita. I'm a fan of Bauer. Uh, I'm a fan of the Bear, and I'm super duper GAY. Sharush. He's joking, Dickie. He's not a fan of any of them things.
I'm gonna give you another little thing. When you take them tires off that are stuck on the rim, get a small mini, like a sledge, a small one, a light one, and hit it on the inside. The outside don't do it. Hit it once on the bottom on the inside, it'll come right out.
So Sayer says Proto was the best impact he ever had. Proto.
Proto, right?
Yeah.
PROTO. They make good tools, but I don't
Yep.
know if they make it anymore. They used to make. I got Proto tools. They were like a blue streak, back in the days. I don't think they make them. In fact, I got the little hand impact that you use on motorcycles. Take the cases off, hit it with a hammer. That's a Proto.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
get them all
I
the
think
time.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Proto makes some pretty badass pry bars. Am I right or am I wrong on that? Is that another company? I'm trying because I don't got badass pry bars. I got cheap pry bars because I'm just prying, you know.
They probably do. My pry bars aren't Proto. I got all different ones, but I'm sure they do. And whatever they made, when they did make them, they might still make them, but they were good tools.
Yeah. Let's see. Kansas. Those comments help the algo. Just brush them aside and take the easy help from the haters. Yep, that's what I do. I use my Truckee Cook #7 for stuck tires. All right, I'm lost on that one. Never heard. You ever heard of Truckee Tructy Cook? Or I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
Butterfly Impact, great for transmission work. Yeah, I've not. I don't do transmission work, so I've never heard of that. So I'll take your word for it.
I can tell you something about transmission. If you do automatic transmission, when you put the torque converter in, you got to turn them like 3, 4 times. They got to click in, you turn them on, click in, turn. A lot of people put them in, they don't. Torque converter is important. They don't lock them in, and training goes.
Yeah.
But if he does training, he knows what I'm talking about.
Well, guess what, Dickie? The Jeep blew a head gasket. I know. So now I got to figure out how to get the engine apart and replace the head gasket. I
That's a
tested it.
pretty.
I put the
That's pretty.
combustion. I did the combustion test on it. It blew a head gasket.
One of the cylinders has no compression.
No, it's just that there's compression coming in the coming in through the coolant there. There's a thing that you put on top of the coolant cap and it tells you if there's compression in there when it shouldn't, like the gases and stuff. And it sure did change colors. So yeah, it's a blown head gasket.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just one thing after another, right?
The way we used to test head gaskets, you get a compression tester. It's a round gauge with a long hose. You screw it and take the plug out, screw it in, turn it over, see what you get.
Yeah.
But it could be that. But that's a pretty intense job. You got your timing,
Yeah.
be absolutely perfect, or it'll fuck up. And then when you put the head on, you gotta put the head bolts in a sequence, and they have to be torqued.
Yeah.
It's a pretty intense job.
Yeah, I know it is. I know. I know. Me and Snap on Sam are gonna probably try to give it a go because if I can't give it a go, I'm not paying somebody $4,000 or $5,000 to put a head gasket on. I'll just drive the fucking thing until it blows up.
But
It just sucks. But I'm pretty sure me and Snap on Sam can figure it out. It's not like we don't have another car that we can use.
some of them you can just take the heads off, but
That's
you got
what on the Jeeps.
before you do that, all your fuel injection has to come off. Everything has to come off the top.
I know. I know. I know.
Valve, the rocker arms with the push rods, they all got to come off.
Sayer, was it the head gasket or the EGR? The EGR will do the same thing with the coolant when it fails. I'm almost positive it's the head gasket because I got to fill up my coolant about once every 2 weeks. So I'm almost
Yeah.
the coolant's going somewhere. I don't see it going in the oil though. It's very weird because we just replaced the oil cooler I'm guessing when it overheated, when the oil cooler went and it was pissing oil and coolant everywhere, it redlined when I was driving, and I'm guessing that's when it blew the head gasket. And then we fixed the oil cooler, and now the head gasket, and it's still eating coolant. I'm almost all the signs are pointing at head gasket, because you get that white smoke out of the tailpipe for the first 30, 40 seconds when you start up the car. I'm almost positive it's a head gasket.
And if it is a head gasket, besides checking the compression on each cylinder, one plug you take out will be clean because it's leaking the steam in there, it cleans it.
Yeah.
It'll be color, but that's an absolute way, 100%. Do each cylinder and crank it over and look at the gauge. I don't know, should go at least 120 probably, something like that.
Well,
I don't
before I rip the whole engine apart, I'm gonna take my inspection camera and I'm gonna put it down in the cylinders and see what the see what the cylinders look like, and that will be the final telltale if it's a blown head gasket or not.
Yeah, you're gonna see it on the plug and the
Yeah.
cylinder cleaner because it's getting water in it.
Yeah, it's getting coolant in it. Yep, most definitely. Yep, yep. So,
Steam
what do you
clean.
guys want to do? We got about 25 minutes. You guys want to see some tools, or you just want to keep talking? Maybe next week we got to get Dickie set up in his garage and he can start fucking around with tools, right?
Give you some welding lessons.
Oh God, giving some welding lessons. Who wants to learn how to weld? Weld like Captain Dick, right? Just like cocking with Captain Dick.
Yep.
You
Welded all
know?
my life. I still weld.
I know. I know. I'm trying to figure out what I should do here. I want to get I want to show this chainsaw off. Let me get this thing here. Let me go get my chainsaw real quick.
What make is it?
The Milwaukee one.
Okay.
Hold on.
Get that chainsaw. It's gonna cut fast. They do cut good. I don't know about all day long, but just a couple hours. I used the Makita. Badass. Yeah, I was impressed. Now you see they make the small ones. If you go up on a ladder tree,
Yep.
you got small. You do one hand. You don't gotta go up there, bang, bang, and end up throwing it out of the tree because it won't start.
How does that go again? Bah, bah, bah. How's that go? What's that noise? All right.
Bang, bang, bang. It
So
won't
I've been
start.
dying to cut down a tree with this fucking thing ever since I got it. I just haven't had the time to do it. So let's cut up some wood.
That'll rip.
Badass. Making a mess.
Yep. But they are. I used one and I was very impressed. We talked about it before.
Badass.
They have more power than my brand new still saw that was almost 500
I
bucks.
know, it just cut through that like it was nothing.
Right. And then if you're only going to batteries, that's the way to go.
Yeah, you don't got meh, meh, meh. You ain't got to do any of that bullshit, right?
And you don't have the noise if you're at a customer's house or whatever. They don't, who the hell's cutting trees?
I'm gonna start stomping shit, right?
Well, you got to freeze a big thing about it. Make a big cage and freeze it solid, and then do ice cutting. Do it in the winter though, and make a sculpture. Get your little grinder out there and do all your final tuning.
Oh, there was a screw in there.
Oh,
There was a screw in that one.
I hate.
It must have broke off at one point. All right, we'll set this one aside.
Oh,
Ah, fuck. I don't know, guys. The battery saws are great if you're just bucking limbs. No noise, no fumes, but nothing beats a gas saw rumbling in the hands while you take down a couple of 60 footers. Well, thank God I'm not taking down any 60 footers.
There's no question about that. If you have a good saw, and they know their saws, they got all their lanyards on, everything going on. They need a saw that starts,
Yeah.
which is still basically. But the gas, no, then they ain't gonna stop and throw me up a battery. They know how far their gas, and it's absolutely the best. If you're doing
Yeah.
that for a living, or you want to cut some shit down, you got to have a gas saw.
Yep.
Absolutely. For minor trimming, for a lily saw,
Yeah. Well, let's see if I fucked up. Let's see if I fucked up my blade by hitting that nail. Let's see.
you probably didn't. You didn't hit it.
Huh?
You can hit one nail still cut, but when they're dull, man. Shit. Normally, people would.
Nope, it fucked it. Sayer's right. It fucked it up. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yes.
Fuck.
But you know what? I got a lot of friends that cut trees down for a living. And you know what? I've never seen them. They got the files and everything. I
Yeah.
take mine to Ace and they sharpen them, but they file it, and I swear, man, 5 minutes later it's sharp, sharp as
Yeah.
can be. They just do it. They ain't taking their trees nowhere.
It's done. Hit one nail and it's fucking shot.
That's why a lot of guys that cut trees down, they won't cut them down to the ground because when you hit dirt on a chainsaw, your blade is done.
Yeah.
And then the people say, I want to cut to the ground. Well, it's going to be $500 more because I'm going to go through about 3 or 4 blades. They won't do it. A lot of times they'll water them down before and get all the dirt off them, still only cut them down. But guys that do it, unless you're going to pay for blades, they'll cut it so far you got to get a stump grinder to take care of it because they won't do it.
Yep.
Can't make no money burning up your blade,
Well,
especially if you got a big saw.
I just fucked up my blade.
Yep.
There goes this. There goes the chainsaw fucking fun tonight. Oh well.
Uh, Probably, what kind of saw is that again? Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the blade's probably $40.
Just grab a file, Josh. I think that one is 7:30. Yeah. Maybe later.
Yep. Do that or a new one, yeah. But, people, if as long as they're not bent, sometimes it'll bend them so bad they won't track right, you know, because you got
Yeah.
the little sleeve that goes in the groove. But the guys that cut trees for a living, man, they respect their saws in there. And they need them, and that's why they take care of them.
Yep. It's all right. We'll resharpen her and get another chain. It's not that big of a deal. I think they're like 20 or $30. Whatever.
Yeah, and don't buy a universal one, get a direct fit one.
Oh, of course.
You have your for everything, and don't
They
get
make
that.
they sell them right there. They come in a package, Milwaukee chainsaw that fits that exact model. So
If you use it all the time, you get a 2 pack. You probably save 10, $15. You get a 2 pack of them instead of a single one.
Josh, Milwaukee is the only chain that works on that saw in Home Depot. $26. Yep, I know.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why you learn to win it. But you know what? Sometimes you cut old trees down, like been around, they got chain link fences. Like they've been there a long time. The tree will grow around a chain link post. You won't even know it's in there. You'll be cutting a tree. What the hell? There's actually metal in there that the tree grew around. It's an old tree. Hit one of them, there goes a blade for sure. So that's what I'm saying. I know when they get the guys with the chippers in Niagara Falls, New York, when they doing the ground, digging it, and it's all nasty, they'll charge extra if they break a tooth off of their chipper, because that's
Really?
yeah, it'll break it. It might be stone in there or whatever, and They can't be coming there doing that and then break all their teeth and cost them money to come to do that. So
Yeah, yeah. Do what I did. Modify it to hold a Husqvarna 24-inch bar and chain. I don't need to do any of that. I'm not going to be out in the woods cutting down trees like Paul Bunyan. I got a few smaller trees I got to cut down. That's why I got it.
yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? So, I think me and Souls are going to have a miter saw off. He thinks his miter saw is the best. I think my miter saw is the best. And we're going to do a little collaboration and seeing whose miter saw is actually the best.
What's the make?
Well, you know my miter saw is the cordless DeWalt, the FlexVolt, 12-inch. He has the rigid 15 amp motor with the articulating arms. It doesn't have a rail. It's got them arms that go back and forth. You ever seen one of
So,
those?
wait, so you talking about a chop saw, but this one goes like that instead of going down. Well, you can do wider boards with them. That's a,
Well,
right.
yeah. Well, mine does that too. Mine does that too, Dickie. Thank you. Thank you, MS, for the $10 super chat there towards your first chainsaw replacement. Thanks. Thanks for the
So,
$10,
like I
buddy.
say, a chop saw just chops and that's it.
Yeah,
The
no,
other
no, no,
one,
no, no. No, these are sliding. You know how mine slides on the
right?
sliders with the
Okay,
rails?
okay,
His doesn't hit. His still slides, but it's got these articulating arms that it's like an accordion. They fold in and they fold out as you're sliding it.
okay.
You never seen one of those?
No,
They are pretty cool. I will give them that. They are pretty cool.
right. I never saw one. That's all them new tools coming out with.
Well, I'll have to show you. DeWalt 12-inch miter saw, best ever made.
Jet's going now.
Okay. Dickie's on dog duty. Jimmy, DeWalt is probably going to be better. It's battery powered. I agree. Kansas Tools, I have the 7812, Josh. It's amazing, but articulating arms would make it perfect. Yeah, I don't know why DeWalt doesn't have that. Like Bosch has got it, Rigid had it, Delta's had it, a few other companies have it. I'm surprised. And you know what? Even if they weren't articulating, I wish DeWalt would make, you know how like the Makita one, the rails are in the front, so it's got zero clearance in the back? Even if they did that, it would make that saw 1,000 times better. Because now you don't got to have whatever, that much room behind it to operate it. You can put it right up against the wall if you wanted to. Yeah, bring the rails up. I think in 2025 there should be no more rails behind the saws anymore. I mean, come on, let's get with the times here. Unless it's a cheap miter saw and you're trying to save a buck. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. It's just a better mousetrap, I guess I should say, right? It's just a better mousetrap. Well, I guess we're waiting for Dickie to come back. That's why I love my Metabo HPT miter saw. You know, I was looking at a Metabo one. I was looking at it. I guess it wasn't on sale. I think they wanted too much money for it at the time, and I knew it was going to go on sale. But then this one popped up on sale, so I got that one.
It's always good to get a sale.
Do you got a miter saw, or do you not have one anymore?
Yes, I do have one.
What is it? An old Craftsman one?
Yes, it is.
I thought so. I thought so.
When I do, it works fine. I got a good blade on it. The key is a good blade. It's an
Yeah,
old school, and that's probably why it's better. You know, you know. I got
yeah.
I have an old, I forgot what kind it is, an old table saw too. That's old, but it works good.
Yeah, your table saw is pretty beat up.
But it cuts fine.
It's
Has a new blade.
listen. Your table saw isn't a saw no more. It's a work table. You got all your shit on it.
But when I need it, it's simple
Ah!
to, oh, I got a nice straight edge on. I can go right, it'll rip boards all day long.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
plug.
Jimmy, it's because it's a Ryobi. I mean, 98% of their tools are very hateful. That's all I'm gonna say. You get a
No,
Ryobi,
it's not a Ryobi. It's a
not
different.
you. I'm talking about him. He was talking about a Ryobi one. If you get
Okay.
a Ryobi miter saw, you better be ready for non-square cuts, inaccurate cuts, blade deflection, and the whole 9 yards. They are god awful. I'm almost contemplating grabbing a second saw. The Ridge of 7 1/4 is an amazing saw too. Built better than the Milwaukee. I've had both, and it's not even close. Yeah, Milwaukee's miter saws aren't that good. I was looking at Milwaukee's 10-inch miter saw. It's not even a 12-inch, it's a 10. When I don't know, I didn't like it. And I've seen a lot of videos where it does not cut accurate. You're constantly fucking putting it back in the square. That's why I went with the DeWalt.
Well, if you think about it, when they put them together, they're all linkages and everything, and pins in them both. So when they got you loosen up and move the gauge and everything, it's not going to be you got to get it there, and then if you really want to be good, you put a square on it, or an ankle finder, and really see. But
Yeah,
but the average carpenter will get you so close to the ballpark.
yeah,
So, doing fine, like trim work, fancy stuff, then you check it if you want it perfect.
yeah.
Because you do see people do beautiful trim work, and that's because they cut it right blade, and make sure it's square.
Yeah, Jimmy, you can use your circular saw and do all that same stuff, with the speed square and all that stuff. Of course you can. It just takes a little bit more skill, a little bit more patience and all that type of stuff.
If I'm on the job site doing something and I need to cut stuff, I would, and this is just a 6-inch board, and I'm going to cut it on a 45 for trim or whatever. I will use my speed square, mark it with a pencil, and cut it with my circular saw.
See ya, MS. Thank you. Oh, where'd Dickie go? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, because you went. Are you touching the phone?
No.
Okay, because you went black for a minute. Okay, he's back.
Okay, what I'm saying is, you didn't hear me?
No.
Okay, like I say, a chop saw or a saw to cut angles are like 45. You can put them 45 this way, everything, and both ways. So with all the linkage and the little bolt swivel, they can be off a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put your angle finder or your square on it, your see if it's good. But if I want to cut a board, even a 1 foot board, whatever, or even a piece of plywood, I'll rather than go to my table saw, I just do it with a speed square, cut everything, and make sure you got everything. If you got a piece of plywood, have your horses holding it, holding it for you, and just go slow, let the saw do the work, and you can cut it good enough. If it doesn't have to be a perfect thing, there might be trim going over it, or you're gonna caulk it, whatever. You can do that. Yeah.
Jimmy says, I've yet to need a miter saw since, but after seeing all your guys' videos, it does seem a lot quicker. Sayer has his, and it came square and all that stuff. Yeah, my saws come square right out of the box. I've never had to adjust it or nothing. It's just dead nuts on every time. Kansas Tools, the one downside to having a 12-inch blade is the cost of a new one. Yes, those 12-inch blades, they can get up to $100 for a good one and more north of that if you get a really really good one.
Right. Do a wider board with it, right?
Yeah, I mean this thing, the Milwaukee, the new one, it's got that thick Nerf blade on there, kerf or whatever. I got my own way of saying shit. Just letting
Right.
you know they're called Joshism. Ask my wife.
Right.
So I will say this thicker blade definitely cut a lot straighter, a lot nicer, and
Doesn't
a
flex.
lot cleaner. Yes, yes. And I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't talk up that saw enough. It it's just good. It's just
So,
good.
because the blade's wider, so if you put a pencil line down it where you want to cut, you're gonna want to have the blade because it cuts wide on edge of the pencil line, follow the edge of it, and then it's the thickness of the blade. You're getting a true cut. You're not losing some going down a line, you know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but yeah, Sharush, I hear you, but at the same time, when you're looking at the Milwaukee 10-inch miter saw that I was looking at, and they wanted north of $600 for it, and then you look at this DeWalt FlexVolt that I got,
Uh-huh.
and I got it for $200 cheaper than the Milwaukee, and it's a 12-inch, and it's better, and it cuts more accurate. That's why I went with what I wanted cordless. There wasn't too many cordless options at the store. You had the Milwaukee, you had the DeWalt. The only other one I was considering was the Bosch Glide Doctor. That's the one with the accordion type arms, okay? But that plugged into the wall. And not saying that was a deal breaker, but if I want to load up my saw and wheel it, because it's on a stand with wheels, if I
Mhm.
want to load it up and wheel it up the stairs and go outside with it and make a bunch of cuts, right? I don't
Mhm.
want to have to worry about a goddamn extension cord. I just don't. I hate them. I hate extension cords. I had to use them on that tile saw, and it's just a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure.
Yeah, I know, Sharush. I know. I thought Bosch had a battery miter saw. They do, but they're not in store, Jimmy. And they wanted like $1,000 for it. They're not in store. I'm talking about what was in the store at that time.
Right.
And it was only the Bosch. I mean, it was only the Milwaukee and the DeWalt. That was it. Everything else you had to order online. If y'all know me, you know I don't order online because you get fucked up shit. You get you
Yeah.
shit sent to you, and then they think that you fucked up or you trying to scam them. It's a whole fucking thing, and I refuse to order online unless it's such a good deal. I can't refuse it.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, we're coming up on an hour here. Any last request here while we got the next 5 minutes or so here? Let us know. Got any questions for Captain Dick? Let me know. Right now would be a good time to fire away. Check Discord, Josh. Why? I can't. I'm live. My phone is. I can't. Oh, Denny came in. Sorry, Denny. We're just about ready to leave because there wasn't too many people. I think Tactics went live and kind of hurt our live a little bit. Anybody got any questions? Anything for Captain Dick? Myself? Anything? Anything? Sometimes you got to. We're on a delay, Dickie, so you got to wait a few seconds for them to start popping off. Ready? Oh, here we go. New York 11743. Do you like that Milwaukee leaf blower? Yes, I do. I do like the Milwaukee leaf blower. Dickie, Jimmy wants to know, what are you working on right now? What are your jobs right now?
Well, I'm fixing a roof that was a big, your grandpa's old place in New Smyrna. They put new roofs on it, and they have had nothing but leaks since they put it on. And been a couple years now, and they're still leaking. It's a $200,000 roof job. So they screwed it all up, and they're holding payments from them. They're willing to get it fixed, but when they put three different roofs on it. The first one they put on, everything leaked. Second one, a few of them, but they ended up re-drywalling all of the garages. There's 11 garages, and the second story was leaking bad. So I'm trying to find out where the water's coming. I found out I worked at one unit, and I found out horrible workmanship on what they did there, out of state contractors. So I got that taken care of. Now tomorrow I got to cut the drywall out, and because the water leaked through on the first floor, and it's all wet. You got to cut it out, put a piece in,
Yeah.
and got to do that. And it's texture, you got to do that. But I got the leak all fixed. I figured it out.
Isn't it amazing how people will charge you thousands of dollars to do a job and then they just don't fucking do it right, or they just don't know, or they think they know and they don't know their hand from their ass?
I wish I had I could take pictures with my phone. Now it's 11 units. Figure it, all separate units. when they put the new front, they put the flashing all along, the first story, the outdoor patios. You should see the caulking job they did. They didn't even get it where it looks like us. They just sprayed it on. I'm gonna have Laurel. She'll be back Monday. Monday she'll be back and have her take a picture and show you. You won't believe this. And these are
You should take a picture, and then we can show everybody next week. Jimmy says, "Dude, if you need any help, I'm a hop, skip, jump away." He lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I don't know if
okay.
that's a hop, skip, and jump. That's still like a 10-hour drive.
I've been there before. I've been there.
Yeah, I was
Things
just there.
I've been everywhere. Not
I
everywhere.
know. Where's Dickie? Like, where's Waldo? He's been everywhere. This was a great live. Hope to see the captain more and more. Kansas. That's the worst, man. Sometimes even when it's more trouble than it's worth just doing it yourself. That's why I do it myself, because you want to know what? If I fuck it up, I didn't spend 10 grand paying somebody to fuck it up.
Generally, what I found out, um, it's so hard to find somebody that has a brain and does good work. So
Night, sir.
even had a couple things done here where I wasn't allowed to do it because I'm not certified. Florida has different things that you can't do it. It's when we were buying
Yeah.
the house. And they did the work, and I said, "Holy shit! How'd they do that so ugly in there? How much they charging?" In Florida, you can't find no good help.
No.
They just put it in a big, big Margaritaville in Florida. They built them houses so fast that they used metal studs instead of wood,
Yeah.
and they didn't even hit the studs. Now you're talking $1 million houses, They're pulling when they plug it in, they pull their socket out. It's pulling the socket out. It's not even screwed into the thing. It's just in the drywall, and it's big time. And I mean, and then I see this reputable company doing this. I said, how can they do that? And it's just can't find help.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I
someday
mean,
it's gonna, someday it's going to cost you $100,000 to get somebody to build you a little shed because no one's going to know how to do it. Because I tried, I wanted some, like I tried at your house. I needed some custom trim bent. Um, couldn't find nobody to do it. They said all the guys that did it are dead, and no one will do it. The only ones that'll do it for roofing companies, but they want to come and do it for you and charge $1,000 for
yeah.
$100.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
Fuck
easy
you.
to do. It's so easy to do. All you need is a break and know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do it yourself or get your buddy, somebody knows something. You're going to probably do it just as good, if not better, than hiring somebody and paying like up the ass.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I tell you
You,
what,
you get a
now's the
fuck,
time.
you
If
get a
you're a
fuck.
young kid, hold on. If you're a young kid, now's the time to get in the trades, because you can make buco buck, because there are
Absolutely.
so many people that don't know how to do it, or there just isn't somebody that knows how to do it.
The kids don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They're
They want to
too
do this. They want to tippy tap on their computers and make minimum wage fucking working in some call center the rest of their life.
did run into two young guys that were actually doing laminate flooring, vinyl plank flooring, and they were doing a good job. And the one was 25, the other one was 30. And they just started doing it, and they love it. And he goes, I love doing this. I'm going to do it till I can't do it no more. He goes, I don't stay home and play on my games. I do this. And he was
Yeah,
working at a high-end house too. So you are getting some of the guys, Key to this, none of the old guys want to teach you because you'll take their job. You're younger. If you're
yeah.
as good as them before you go there, all the little tricks ain't going to tell you.
No, no.
Because
And
that
and
job's scarce.
honestly, can you blame them?
No, no,
That's their livelihood on the line too. But they're what what tradespeople need to learn is, if there isn't somebody else to pick up the torch when you're done,
right,
what's going to happen then? The
right,
same thing in bowling. We
right,
missed a whole 25-year generation of kids not getting into the sport, not getting into the game. Now look where bowling's at.
right.
Because my generation was the last generation that got outside and played. okay, and did sports and for the most part, okay, in the masses. Now you can't find youth bowling leagues. You can't find youth people bowling. And they wonder why bowling numbers are down because people are dying off or people are just quitting bowling because they've bowled for 30 years.
Don't want to do it. The kids don't want to do it. And I don't know. Is golf the same way? Is there?
Golf was hurting about 25 years ago. They were hurting, but they got their shit fixed, and golf is actually on an uptick. But it's all sports: baseball, football, you name a sport, it is down. It's down because they have lost the youth and the next generation to come through and participate.
Yeah, because they're on they live on their electronic. They might as well just put a 220 wire in them and get plugged in, and they can be a computer.
How about this? I was grocery shopping the other day, and some fucking robot kept bumping into me. It was a cleaning robot.
The washer.
Yeah.
The floor washer.
Yeah.
I punched it last week. It said, "Excuse me, get out of the way." It did. I was insane. "Excuse me, you're in my way." Don gave it a backhand, and I want to hurt my foot. "Shut up!" And it turned around and went the other way. Yep. Yeah. Like, man, I wish one of them would run into me. I'll call Morgan and Morgan or Sleon Burns.
So,
Well, you want to let a 1,000-pound machine out there coming in? What if it fails? Everything fails. It pins you in a corner. It's gonna hurt you. Well, look at the cars right now. Musk's cars. They're screwing up big time. They're cutting corners. You know, it made big
it's
news.
too new. It's too new. It's too new.
It made
These
big
electric
news.
tools, they're too new. They're too new, these electric cars.
They had 4 of them that came to a roundabout. I forgot what city, and they both stopped. None of them were moved. They must have said you can't move. And they also had a couple other times with them, and they're too new, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. We're well over an hour. Dickie's got to get to bed. He's old and grumpy, and he's got to take care of Saber. So, thank you, guys. We'll be back on next Friday at 9 p.m. Maybe we'll try to do something more with tools next week. Yeah. Maybe me and Dickie will talk and we'll do some different stuff with tools next week, okay? I've been really busy this week. I didn't put much thought into tonight's live because I've been busy trying to get this tile job done before Christina gets home. So we just kind of wanted to talk it out. Next week, we'll have some tools. We'll run some stuff. We'll do some stuff. If y'all got any requests, please, y'all see me in the Discord. Just let me know what y'all want to see, all right? All right, guys. We'll see you later.
All right.
See you, Cap.
Later.